Welcome to the Padres Postgame Show on the Padres Radio Network. Coming up, we'll deliver a full recap of today's game, including highlights from the biggest moments. We'll take a trip down to the manager's office to hear from Mike Shildt. Plus, we'll bring you scores from around Major League Baseball. The Padres Postgame Show starts now on the Padres Radio Network.
Miller kicks and deals the 0-2 pitch, hit in the air, deep to left field, Benintendi back, he's gonna watch, it's gonna go! 20th of the year for Fernando Tatis Jr., and the Padres add on, it's 4-2.
Fernando Tatis Jr. puts on the finishing touch as the Padres pick up their 90th win of the season here today. Final score as the Padres sweep this three-game series from the White Sox, the Padres 4, and the White Sox 2. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we wrap this one up. Welcome into our post-game coverage as we put a bow on the final home game of the regular season. We'll hear from Luis Arraez, who had a big swing in this game, a pinch hit RBI double in the 8th inning to tie the game at 2. We'll hear from Luis in just a moment. We'll also hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt coming up in just a little bit as well. All the radio highlights as the Padres improved to 90-66. White Sox dropped to 36-120, tying the major league record in the modern era for losses in a single season. Bottom line is this: the Padres took care of business this weekend. It wasn't always the prettiest. They didn't explode offensively really in this series, but they did enough in each and every game to win all three. And you know what? This time of year, late September, the win is the thing, the most important thing, and the Padres do sweep the Chicago White Sox this weekend. Again, the Padres trailed in this game 2-1 going to the bottom half of the 8th inning. And I'll tell you what, when you were looking at the out-of-town scoreboard today, and we'll have the full out-of-town scoreboard coming up a little bit later, but what you need to know right now, Diamondbacks lost today. Dodgers have been losing most of the afternoon. They're still down by a run in the 8th inning up in L.A. We're keeping a very close eye on that score. But as those two games were developing this afternoon, you thought to yourself, man, the Padres got to find a way to win this game, even as they were trailing 2-1 heading into the bottom half of the 8th inning. Donovan Solano, leadoff double in the 8th inning. Luis Arraez, then another double in a pinch hit appearance to make it 2-2. Jerkson Profar gets a job done. Later in the inning, sac fly brings in the go-ahead run, and then Fernando Tatis Jr. put the cherry on top with a mammoth home run to left field to make it 4-2, and the Padres go on to win by that final score in front of another sold-out crowd here at Petco Park, the 56th of the season, and in the process, and in just 80 games in this building in 2024, the Padres set a new single-season franchise attendance record. I caught up with one of today's heroes, Luis Arraez, on the field right after this series sweep. Luis, you come to the plate in the 8th inning, the tying run in scoring position. What are you thinking as you get ready to take that at bat?
I was ready. I just do my routine and then I waited for my moment and then I did it. I just tried to move the running and then I got my double and we won the game.
Another win here today, the 90th win of the season for this team. You finished the regular season home schedule with a W. As you guys get closer and closer to clinching a playoff spot, what is the mentality of this group?
Like you say, it's close. The mental in this group is amazing because we stay together, we play together. If I don't do the job, somebody behind me finish the job, So that's why we play really good baseball right now.
Another sold-out crowd here at Petco Park. Today set a new single-season attendance record in this building. What message do you have for these fans as they hopefully get ready for the postseason?
I can't wait. I can't wait to watch the beautiful crowd when we play postseason here. I want to say thanks for the support and thanks for the support my teammates, and then we got a really good team. Thanks for the support.
Big series coming up in L.A. You ready?
I'm ready. Everybody's ready.
Luis, as always, thanks so much.
Thank you.
That was Luis Arraez right after this 4-2 win for the Padres against the White Sox. Again, Luis with that big game-tying pinch hit double in the 8th inning tied the game at 2. Padres would go on to score 2 more runs in that inning, take a 4-2 lead, go on to win by that final score. You heard me ask Luis about the series coming up in L.A. And again, at the moment, Colorado's still leading the Dodgers 5-4 in the 8th inning. If the Rockies hang on, the Padres would be just 2 games out of first place in the National League West behind the Dodgers, with a series beginning on Tuesday at Dodger Stadium. The Padres already holding the tiebreaker. We told you this last night. I'm sure it's been a reminder to you throughout the afternoon. The Padres essentially, as crazy as it may sound, not so crazy though, they control their own fate right now as far as the NL West. The Padres, hypothetically, if they were to win out, would win the division. They have that power right now. And again, if the Rockies hold on, that would put the Padres 2 games behind the Dodgers with 3 games in L.A. beginning on Tuesday. So buckle up. You heard me ask Luis if he's ready. And I'll tell you what, here at Petco Park, a sold-out crowd, electric moment after the game. This crowd chanting, "Beat L.A." You can just sense these fans taste it. They taste what the opportunity is this coming week, potentially at Dodger Stadium. When we come back, all the radio highlights for you. We'll hear from Mike Shildt. Much more to do. Padres win it 4-2 against the White Sox as they sweep this 3-game series. Our post-game coverage continues after this on the Padres Radio Network. Our post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we wrap this one up. Padres beat the White Sox 4-2 here in downtown San Diego. They sweep this 3-game series from Chicago. Quite frankly, they just took care of business this weekend. The series you felt like they should be able to sweep against the team in the White Sox now that has matched the all-time record for losses in a season in the modern era with their 120th loss of the season here today. The Padres have, or I should say, the White Sox have tied the expansion New York Mets, who lost 120 in 1962. And let's be honest, it seems now inevitable with one more loss that the White Sox will set a new modern MLB record for losses in a season. And not only are they probably going to set it, they're probably going to set it by at least a few games. So, unfortunately, it's been that kind of year for the Chicago White Sox, but the Padres pick up their 90th win of the season, and we told you we'd keep you up to the minute on that score in L.A. Rockies got out of that bottom half of the 8th inning against the Dodgers, still ahead 5-4 at Dodger Stadium. So, the Rockies 3 outs away from a win, and that would also mean the Padres move 2 games behind the Dodgers for first place in the NL West if the Rockies can hold on with that series beginning in L.A. with the Padres and the Dodgers on Tuesday. But let's keep our focus on today's game while we keep an eye on what's going on in L.A. We'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt coming up in just a little bit. Let's recap this game from start to finish.
What moments had the biggest impact on today's game? We'll paint you a picture with our game recap on the Padres Radio Network.
Our starting pitching matchup today, veteran right-hander Yu Darvish on the mound for the Padres, rookie right-hander Sean Burke on the mound for Chicago. Both were good early on. They matched 2 scoreless innings. In the top of the 3rd, there was 1 out and nobody on for Corey Lee.
Got a fresh start this season, and he hits this one well out to deep left field. Profar is back. He's going to watch. It's going to go. Corey Lee of Vista High. A home run, his 11th of the year, and the White Sox will take a 1-0 lead in the 3rd.
But in the bottom half of the inning, Jerks and Profar had an answer.
3-1 pitch, and Profar sends it in the air to left field. Pretty well struck. Benintendi's going back. He's looking up. It's going to go! Profar with a game-tying homer. 1-1 here in the 3rd.
The score was still tied at 1 heading to the top of the 6th inning. Darvish had struck out 8 batters through 5. The second batter of that top of the 6th inning was Miguel Vargas.
Darvish deals, and that's sent in the air to left field straight away. Profar not even going to turn around. Now he does, but it is gone, a home run. A high arcing shot to left field for Vargas, his 2nd as a White Sox, and his 5th of the season. 2nd solo homer of the day, and the Sox are back in front. It's 2-1.
It was still a 2-1 game going to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Sean Burke went back to work in the bottom half. He retired the top of the Padres lineup, 1-2-3. Darvish went 6 innings and a 3rd, gave up the 2 solo home runs. Adrian Morejon finished the top of the 7th inning. After Burke went 6 innings, right-hander Prelander Baroa came in from the White Sox bullpen. Manny Machado drew a leadoff walk, but the Padres could not do anything with it. So he went to the top of the 8th inning. Jeremiah Estrada struck out 2 batters in a perfect 8th inning. We went bottom 8. Padres still down 2-1. Donovan Solano hit a leadoff double down the left field line to put the tying run in scoring position with nobody out. Tyler Wade pinch ran for Solano. The White Sox then went to right-hander Frazier Ellard. The Padres pinch hit for Kyle Higashioka with Luis Arraez.
3-2. Frazier Ellard delivers. Arraez lines it the other way. That is a fair ball down the left field line. Wade rounding 3rd. He's going to score. Benintendi's throw going to 2nd. Wide of the mark. An RBI double for Arraez in the pinch. And a 2-2 game here in the 8th.
A big swing for Luis Arraez tied the game at 2-2. Brandon Lockridge pinch ran for Arraez. He went to 3rd base on a wild pitch. So the Padres had the go-ahead run on 3rd. Nobody out. Jerks and Profar at the plate.
2-2. Pitch to Profar. Reach for it. Hitting the air to right field towards the corner. Fletcher over to the line. He makes the catch. Lockridge is tagging. He's on his way. Here's the throw. No shot. Sacrifice fly. Jurickson, Profar, and the Padres have their first lead of the day. It's 3-2.
Nice job by Profar getting the job done. 3-2 Padres in front. They weren't done. Fernando Tatis Jr. was next.
Ellard kicks and deals. The 0-2 pitch hit in the air. Deep to left field. Benintendi back. He's going to watch. It's going to go! 20th of the year for Fernando Tatis Jr. And the Padres add on. It's 4-2.
What a swing for Fernando sent this Petco Park crowd into a frenzy. Padres scoring 3 runs in the bottom half of the 8th inning to take a 4-2 lead. It was Robert Suarez who came on for the Padres in the top of the 9th inning, a save opportunity. He got Luis Robert Jr. to ground out. Andrew Benintendi struck out swinging. Then Andrew Vaughn hit an infield single to bring the tying run to the plate in Gavin Sheets.
1-2 to Gavin Sheets. Here's the pitch from Suarez. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Came back with a changeup and got him. Padres win their 90th game of the season. Just the 5th time in franchise history they've done that. They go 3 up on Arizona for the top wild card spot in the National League. And on the other side, the White Sox become only the 2nd team in modern Major League history to lose 120 games.
Final score here today at Petco Park, the Padres 4 and the White Sox 2. Again, the Padres improved to 90-66. White Sox dropped to 36-120, tying the modern era Major League record for losses in a season. Winning pitcher today was Jeremiah Estrada. He improves to 6-2. Frazier Ellard, the loss, he's 2-3. Robert Suarez, his 34th save of the season. And like Jesse said, the 5th time in franchise history the Padres have won 90 games, and they have an opportunity to win well more than 90, still 6 games remaining in the regular season. Before we hear from Mike Shildt, I have an update for you from Dodger Stadium in L.A. Shohei Ohtani, solo home run in the bottom of the 9th inning to tie the game at 5 at Dodger Stadium. No out still in the 9th inning for the Dodgers. We will keep you posted on that score, but Ohtani just tied it with a solo home run. Again, the good news, even if the Dodgers win that game, the Padres will still head there in control of their own fate in the National League West. So you hope they come back. The Rockies do, we'll see. With all that in mind, oh, we do have an update. Betts walk-off home run. Yep, Betts walk-off home run. How about that? Ohtani and Betts go back-to-back to win it for the Dodgers in L.A. So the Padres will head to Dodger Stadium 3 games back. Okay, not the end of the world. Come on, Rockies! My goodness. 6-5. Dodgers win it. Padres will begin that series 3 games behind the Dodgers. Still, they've got a shot. We'll see what happens on Tuesday. Let's go downstairs here at Petco Park. Hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt after this 4-2 win for the Pods.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Presented by Sinley Food. Spice up your culinary life.
Mike, the come-from-behind victories have been a theme for this team all season long. Kind of appropriate that the last regular home season game ends on a late comeback win like this?
Yeah, that was fitting. Really grit squad showed up again. Competed the whole day, down, fought back, down. Clearly fought back and was able to bring it home. Robert, good for him, did a nice job. Really crisp.
As far as the team makeup, a lot of people talk about teams might be made for the regular season or postseason. It seems like your team is built for late and close. You've got the bullpen. You've got pieces off the bench no matter what the lineup is, pinch runners. How fun has it been for you to have all those weapons to go to and be able to push all the right buttons?
It's a complete roster. AJ deserves a lot of credit, but our players ultimately get the credit. They're the ones out there executing, but it's a very complete roster. We've been able to demonstrate how to win games a lot of different ways. We do play a lot of close games, and we've been able to execute and be on top of most of them.
Another nice outing for you, Darvish, today. What do you think, and how confident are you him going into the postseason? It seems like he continues to build up.
Yeah, he's been great. He wanted to go out and get a little bit of that 7th and continue to get built up a little bit, so we let him have on the righty, and he rewarded it. But thought he was fantastic again. A couple swings got him, but everything was good. Everything was in the zone. Spin was good. Ball was coming out good. He's fastball had some life to it. Also, congratulations. That's a heck of a milestone, man. 2,000 Major League strikeouts, over 3,100, I think, for his combined professional career. That's really impressive. So it's a big number, 2,000 for your career in Major League Baseball, and it's a rarefied air. So congratulations to you on that individual accomplishment.
I know you have been nothing but supportive of Robert and expressed your confidence, but how big do you think that might be for him that came in and did that today?
Yeah, really you take away, which we can't, I know in this game, but you can't take away 3 swings, but this guy's been really, really good for us. And, the good news is we have other couple guys that, that are deep in our bullpen in the back end that are very helpful. But Robert went out there again. Stuff was good. Throwing it for, quality strikes. And just a really nice job for him today. I was really happy for him, pleased for him.
I'm trying to do the impossible because I know you're like one game at a time, but you go up there with a magic number of 1 and you're facing the Dodgers. You have a chance to win the division. Like, how big is this series?
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is what we set ourselves up for. It's what we started, even before spring training, talking about, and this is what we have set our sights on, and we're pretty clear about it, and we don't talk a lot about it, but it's, we're more of an action versus words kind of team. And, so now we put ourselves in a position to go and go play, go play for the division. That's what this is all about, and it's what we've been working towards.
Mike, in a lot of these comeback wins, it feels like there's a moment where everything just kind of clicks. Can you take us in the dugout in the 8th inning when Donnie leads off with that double? Is that kind of the feeling up and down the row there of kind of like, all right, this game's ours now, like the triggering moment? I
think we're ready to compete and expect the moment before it happens. And when it happens, everyone's doing their part to execute to allow those moments to happen. And Donnie did, another quality at bat, gets the ball, he can get down the line, and, here comes Louis, here he comes off the bench and does what he does, and, uses the whole field and got a ball down the line for the double. And what are you going to say about Profar? What a great at bat, big opposite field homer to answer right back in the third. And, just a quality at bat. I mean, just he was going to find a way to get it done and get him over. And, clearly got him in. Of course, Toddy with the punctuation mark.
And you've said all year it's better as the season goes on. Are you at the point now where you think this team is pretty much at its peak, or do you have a little bit more left?
We're always looking to play our best baseball, and we feel good about the baseball we play. We got a nice rhythm. Everybody's got a lot of clarity of what they're doing, why they're doing it, how they're doing it. Now it's just a matter of continuing to execute.
Mike, is there significance to going to LA in control of your own path, having swept the White Sox this weekend and results elsewhere? Like, you guys now are in complete control of what.
Yeah, no, that's all you can ask for. I mean, people talk about scoreboard watching, understand it. The scoreboard I watch is at home in left center. It's our scoreboard. It's about what we do. There's nobody in our dugout, whether it's a player or staff member or coach or even myself, that we've had people help us along the line for sure. We've had. Everybody's been there, and their families or coaches or people have supported us. But those players on the field, they got to the big leagues by getting it done on the field, and that's what this is about. It's about us taking care of our business, and we're not looking for anything other than what we can control. We'll announce it here shortly. I will say just a couple of things. Great defense again. Let's don't underestimate that. Nice Darvish, Crony, bogey, and the ball girl got involved in the 6th. Made a great play. I mean, it's just everybody was throwing the leather around today. And we acknowledge the fans today, and tip of the hat to the fans. I mean, we still got more to come, but let's acknowledge, record-breaking, home attendance record and the crowd that supports us that we're so grateful for. And, we're not done, but we do want to. It was good we were able to acknowledge their support and their passion and their love for us, because it means a lot to us.
How's Luis with a knee? Were you trying to stay away from him if you could today?
That was his, yes. I mean, that was what pretty much we went into the game for, a spot like that for him to be able to go and take an at-bat.
Do you expect after day off tomorrow, Tuesday, he'll be back in the starting lineup?
Yeah, you see what he does with David at first. I mean, I think he's capable a lot more if I don't put him in the lineup.
That was Padres manager Mike Shildt after this 4-2 win for the Padres against the White Sox. Sam Levitt back with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building. We'll talk more about the game and all the different aspects as we go along here on the post-game show. I just do want to touch on what Mike Shildt said about the fans, because today was the 56th sellout in this building in 2024. Attendance 45,197. And with that, the Padres set a new all-time franchise single-season attendance record in just 80 games. Remember, they played the one game in Korea that counted as a home game. So 80 games. a grand total of $3,314,593. That is the new all-time franchise single-season attendance record. So Padres fans, give yourselves a round of applause. Celebrate. You did it this year. New franchise record, and this place has been rocking all year long. So credit to you. You have been a huge part of the success of this season, the 90 wins the Padres have accumulated here in 2024. I don't just say that because we're sitting here in San Diego. I mean it. This environment is incredible. You've made it that way. So, look, we talked a lot last year about the crowds, how great they were, and, sort of the disappointments of last year. And on a lot of nights, there wasn't a ton to cheer about. But it has been such a reversal this year. This team has given you so much to cheer about, so many unbelievable moments. When Fernando hit that home run today in the 8th inning, this place was going wild. And you could really start to sense this fan base, this crowd starting to feel it, starting to feel that this team is capable of something special in 2024. They've played that way, and to all the Padres fans out there, I think anybody that works here every day, from the players to the broadcasters to anybody else, we would all say that you have been such an important part of this and the success of this season. Electric atmosphere here today. Another sold-out crowd. New single-season franchise attendance record. When we come back, we'll get into the out-of-town scoreboard. We are going to go quickly here because we do need to get you to Sunday Night Football. Final score here today, Padres 4, White Sox 2. More postgame after this.
One and two to Robert. Darvish deals, and on the outside corner, strike three called. Throws him with a slider, and career strikeout number 2,000 in the major leagues.
Yu Darvish in the process here today in 6 1/3 strong innings, picked up his 2,000th career strikeout. The first Japanese-born player in Major League history to record 2,000 career strikeouts. So congratulations to Yu Darvish. Did that today in just 3 innings of work. Yu was very good today. Gave up a couple of solo home runs, but that was it. But Yu Darvish, his 2,000th career strikeout in the major leagues. Again, the first Japanese-born player to reach that mark. So great stuff today for you. Great stuff for the Padres here today as they beat the White Sox 4-2. There was some really important relief work out of the Padres bullpen today. Let's tell you more about it.
Which pitcher was able to come in and slam the door shut? It's time for the relief pitcher of the game in support of the Jacobs and Cushman San Diego Food Bank, providing food assistance to local children, families, and seniors in need. To get help or give help, visit SanDiegoFoodBank.org.
Our relief pitcher of the game today, we've got a couple of options. I do have my choice, though. Let's run through them, though. Adrian Morejon, he got 2 outs in the 8th inning. Struck out 2, allowed a hit. Robert Suarez came in, 4-2 game. Very good to see Robert pick up a relatively clean 9th inning, 34th save of the year. Gave up an infield single, but that was it. Struck out 2. Pretty drama-free for Robert. That was great. But my relief pitcher of the game today, I'm giving it to Jeremiah Estrada for what he did in the 8th inning. At that point in the top of the 8th, it is a 2-1 game, and Jeremiah has one mission there, and that is to keep it a 1-run deficit. And that's exactly what he did. Got a fly out from Lee, struck out Amaya, struck out Vargas, 8-9-1 in the White Sox lineup, kept it a 1-run game, did a great job. And that set the stage for the Padres rallying in the 8th inning to tie it and then take a lead. So for that reason, Jeremiah Estrada, our relief pitcher of the game, he looked really good, and he's looked really good as of late. Great stuff from Jeremiah. 1-2-3 8th inning, our relief pitcher of the game. When we come back, full look at the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll update you on the standings in the National League West, in the wild card, player of the game, play of the game, much more to come. Padres win it 4-2 against the White Sox on the Padres Radio Network. Our postgame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Final score here today, Padres 4 and the White Sox 2 as the Padres sweep this 3-game series Nice win for the Padres here today. We'll take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard in just a moment. Player of the game, play of the game coming up as well. Remember, the Padres do have an off day tomorrow, but they begin what is a critical 3-game series and a 6-game road trip to L.A. and Arizona beginning on Tuesday. 6 more games remaining in the regular season. We'll take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, and now let's also tell you about the up-to-the-minute wild card and NL West standings.
Let's take a trip around the Bigs and tell you about the scores you need to know in our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Meat, where great taste meets integrity.
We begin with the game that went final only a handful of minutes ago, and that is in L.A., Chavez Ravine, Dodger Stadium. Rockies had a 5-4 lead going to the bottom half of the 9th inning. In fact, they had a 5-1 lead at one point in this game. Shohei Ohtani tied it with a home run at 5, and then Mookie Betts, a home run to win it. Back-to-back, 6-5, Dodgers beat the Rockies in L.A. So the Dodgers maintain a 3-game lead on the Padres for first place in the National League West. Could have been 2. Rockies. Thanks for nothing, Rockies. Anyway, Yankees beat the A's 7-4 in Oakland earlier today. Rangers and the Mariners in Arlington. Rangers beat the Mariners 6-5. Wyatt Langford a 3-run home run in that game. Cubs beat the Nationals 5-0 in Chicago. Cardinals beat the Guardians 2-1 in St. Louis. Giants beat the Royals 2-0 in Kansas City. Royals are really, really struggling. They're in danger of losing a wild card spot. Brewers came back to beat the Diamondbacks 10-9. The Brewers trailed 8-0 in that game at one point, and they came back to beat Arizona 10-9. So as we critique the Rockies today, thank you to the Brew Crew. What a comeback in Milwaukee, 10-9 over the D-backs. Angels beat the Astros 9-8 in Houston. Rays beat the Blue Jays 4-3 in Tampa Bay. Braves beat the Marlins 5-4 in Miami. Ozzie Albies a home run in that game for Atlanta. Tigers beat the Orioles. The Tigers are playing great baseball right now. 4-3 against Baltimore today. Kerry Carpenter 2 home runs in that game. Pirates beat the Reds 2-0 in Cincinnati. Doubleheader today between the Twins and the Red Sox. Game 1 of that doubleheader, Red Sox won 8-1. Tristan Casas had 3 home runs, 7 RBIs in Game 1 of that doubleheader. 2 games going on right now. Game 2 of that doubleheader at Fenway Park, Red Sox 7, Twins 2 in the 6th inning. And Sunday Night Baseball, first inning in New York, Phillies ahead of the Mets, 1-0 at Citi Field. And we keep a very close eye on that game as well. Full look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Sunday. So where do things stand right now? Okay, in the division, things remain unchanged. Padres will begin that series against the Dodgers in L.A. on Tuesday, 3 games behind the Dodgers for first place in the National League West. The good news, despite the Dodgers winning, coming back and beating the Rockies, the Padres control their own destiny right now. You go up there and you sweep the Dodgers and you win 3 in Arizona, guess what? The Padres win the NL West. We'll see what happens in L.A. Going to be a very, very interesting series beginning on Tuesday. As far as the wild card, Padres have now opened up a 3-game cushion on the Diamondbacks. Padres sitting in the number 1 wild card spot. Arizona is 3 games behind the Padres, sitting in the number 2 spot. The Mets, right now, they are a half game behind Arizona. Again, the Mets are playing right now, so they need to complete their game, and then the Mets will either be tied with Arizona for that number 2 spot, or they would drop a game behind Arizona in that number 3 spot. Atlanta, at the moment, they're a game and a half out on the outside looking in behind the Mets, sitting in that 3rd and final spot. Again, if the Mets lose, Atlanta would be 1 out. If the Mets win, that would mean Atlanta is still 2 out. So a lot of eyes on that Mets-Phillies game right now in New York. We'll step aside when we come back. Player of the game, play of the game, wrap things up, get you ready for Tuesday's game in L.A. Final score today, Padres 4, White Sox 2. Our post-game coverage wraps up after this. Our postgame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. Final score here today, Padres 4 and the White Sox 2 as the Padres pick up their 90th win of the season. They're now 90-66. Fifth time in franchise history the Padres have won 90 games. They still have 6 games remaining in the regular season, so an opportunity to now go well above that. White Sox, meanwhile, they dropped to 36-120. Tying the modern MLB record for losses in a season. They are now even with that 1962 New York Met team. That's a record with the Mets that has stood for a long time, and it seems very inevitable at this point. The White Sox are not just going to break that record, but they're going to cruise past it already at 120 with 6 games remaining in the regular season. So that's where the White Sox are. The Padres in a much, much better place. Their 90th win of 2024. Every Sunday is Military Sunday, and we want to take time to recognize and thank all military members for their amazing dedication and service. San Diego County Toyota dealers, proud partners of the Padres, are honored to support San Diego's military community. Let's tell you about today's player of the game.
Three-one pitch, and Profar sends it in the air to left field, pretty well struck. Benintendi's going back. He's looking up. It's going to go! Profar with a game-tying homer. 1-1 here in the third.
Our player of the game, Jurickson Profar, had 2 hits, the home run in the third to tie the game at 1. He drove in the go-ahead run with a sac fly in the 8th inning. Great execution from Pro in that 8th inning with the go-ahead run on third base. And nobody out. You needed a fly ball. He delivered a fly ball deep enough to right field that gave the Padres a 3-2 lead. So Profar, for the 2 hits, the home run, the go-ahead RBI, Jurickson, our player of the game in this one as the Padres win it 4-2. Now let's hear today's play of the game.
Three and two. Fraser Eller delivers. Arise lines it the other way. That is a fair ball down the left field line. Wade rounding third. He's going to score. Benintendi's throw going to second. Wide of the mark. An RBI double for Arise in the pinch. And a 2-2 game here in the 8th.
Our play of the game, Luis Arise, the pinch hit RBI double to tie the game at 2. Profar gave the Padres a 3-2 lead with the sac fly. Fernando put on the finishing touch, a home run to make it 4-2. Petco Park erupted, and the Padres go on to win this game 4-2. Nice moment for Luis Arise in the pinch. That was a big swing. Padres needed a big hit in this game to pull even. They were trying to get the offense going. You have to mention Donovan Solano starting that 8th inning with a double. That was also a huge, huge moment in this game. But you could really feel, to be honest, against this White Sox bullpen, once Solano hit the double, you had Arise coming up. You could feel the tide beginning to turn, and the Padres ultimately tied the game and would go on to take a lead, a 3-run 8th inning against the White Sox. As always, if you missed any of our post-game show, you can go back and listen to all of it on the Inside San Diego Baseball podcast with Sam Levitt, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcast. You can also go back and watch any portion of our post-game show on the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Taking a look at what's coming up. Padres have an off day tomorrow. They begin a 6-game road trip to finish up the regular season. 3 in L.A. against the Dodgers, 3 in Arizona, Friday to Sunday. The pitching matchups, just so you know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in L.A. Tuesday, it is right-hander Michael King against right-hander Landon Knack. Wednesday, right-hander Dylan Cease against right-hander Jack Flaherty. And Thursday, right-hander Joe Musgrove against right-hander Walker Buehler. So Tuesday's pitching matchup, Michael King for the Padres, Landon Knack on the mound for the Dodgers. First pitch on Tuesday, 7:10 p.m. And Enrico Water SoCal Padres pregame show will begin from Dodger Stadium at 6:10. So 6:10 pregame, 7:10 first pitch on Tuesday for what is a huge series against the Dodgers in L.A. Taking a look at the final totals here today as the Padres sweep this series from the White Sox. They win their 90th game of the season. Final totals: Padres 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors. They left on 3. The White Sox 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. They left on 3 as well. Winning pitcher in this game, Jeremiah Estrada, who improves to 6-2. Losing pitcher was Frazier Ellard, who drops to 2-3. The save goes to Robert Suarez, his 34th of the season. Time of game, 2 hours and 24 minutes, and the crowd here today at Petco Park, the 56th sellout of 2024. It also set a new all-time franchise single-season attendance record in just 80 games here at Petco Park this season. The grand total attendance, 3,314,593, and the crowd here today in the regular season home finale, 45,197. Once again, first pitch in L.A. on Tuesday at 7:10. Pre-game coverage begins at 6:10. Until then, for our great studio coordinator, Frank Marchese, I'm Sam Levitt saying so long from Petco Park. Again, the final score here today, the San Diego Padres 4 and the Chicago White Sox 2. We'll talk to you on Tuesday from L.A. Sunday Night Football, Chiefs and the Falcons coming up next.